Welcome, beloveds. Welcome to the series Be Your Own Therapist. The first two videos in this series, I have discussed basic principles of cognitive therapy. In today's video, I will explain to you about negative thoughts and its characteristic patterns. So, here is the outline of the session. What is cognition? What is the meaning of cognitive therapy and how it is different from the common sense model? And I will give you three important basic examples which will help you to understand and identify the pattern of negative thought, and I will leave you with a simple exercise. So, what is a cognition? A cognition is a thought or perception. Thought meaning when at any given point of time when we come across any situation or event, there are some things that we are telling ourselves, some statements, some stories, the meaning, the perception meaning the meaning we are giving to that particular event or situation, those are our thoughts. That is a cognition. The meaning of cognitive therapy is focus on this very simple idea that our attitudes and our thoughts are creating our moods and not external events. I repeat, your thoughts and your attitudes are creating your feelings and not external event. What is the common sense model, or what is the common understanding in general among people, that because something happened on the outside which was disturbing or distressing to me, therefore I am feeling negative or I am experiencing negative emotions. So, here is the external event and here is the feelings. Okay. So, for example, let us say this is the situation, the video that I am recording on negative thoughts. This is the situation. So, person A thinks another psychology video, what good it is going to do for you, do for me. My problems are unique. No one will understand. So, these are the thoughts and perception of person A. And person B thinks, this seems interesting. I will learn something about identifying my negative thoughts. It's going to be fun. These are the thoughts of person B. Okay, and let's say person C is you. So, I want you to note down honestly before watching the entire video, what are your thoughts about this video, about this topic, identifying negative thoughts, and write it down. So, this is the external event. Now, when person A thought another video like that and what good it is going to do for me, the corresponding feelings will be sad, upset, disappointing, and a bit irritation as well. And the person B thought, oh, this is going to be helpful, I will learn something about my negative thoughts. He is going to feel, feelings will be hopeful, a bit cheerful, enthusiastic, and will actually do and support the work as well. And person C, who is you right now in this example, as per your thoughts, think what feelings you will experience and name it down. Okay. Now, you saw the situation was same for person A, for person B, and for you as well. But the reactions were different, the feelings and moods were different. Why? Because they were telling certain things, each person were telling certain things to themselves, their thoughts were different, their attitudes were different. So, cognitive therapy explains that it is not the external event, it is not my video, it is not a presentation at work, it is not just an argument or conflict with someone, it is not just a rejection by someone, or it is not a failure or something threatening happening to me on the outside that are creating my feelings such as extreme sadness, depression, anxiety, panicky, frustration, anger, worry. But between this external event and my feelings, there is something in between, and these are my thoughts, my attitudes, my beliefs, my perception. The meaning I give to this external event is creating my feelings, not the external event itself, but the meaning I give to any external event is creating or are creating my moods and feelings. So, this is the step 1. Now, how do you know what are you thinking, right? So the first step is to ask yourself this question. So at any given point of time, when you are feeling discomfort or in your body, or you are disturbed or restless by something or someone, ask yourself, just take a pause. Yeah, first part is stop. You just need to shut up, sit down, breathe and take a pause. Yeah, really just shut up, sit down, sit and take a pause and ask yourself, what am I thinking? What am I telling myself? What are my thoughts about this person, situation, whatever you are confronted with, and write it down. See, writing is very, very important in our therapeutic sessions. No work is just done mentally. The client and I as a therapist, we both write to see the validity of our negative thoughts. So this is very, very important. Okay, you have to write it down. Now I'll give you some examples to help you understand better. Let's say when you are feeling upset or depressed, what are your thoughts? For example, everything seems hopeless. I will never feel good again. There is no good future for me. So this is the characteristic pattern of negative thoughts for someone who is extremely sad or depressed. Let's say when you are feeling anxious, panicky or worried about an event or something, let's say the thoughts are, what if something worst will happen? What if something bad will happen to me or my family member? What if I will not be able to protect myself or my family member? What if I will fail? What if this? What if that? So all what ifs. And the thoughts are related to all danger and threat. So this is the example of negative thoughts for someone who is feeling anxious or panicky or worried. Let's say when you have a conflict or an argument with someone, the nature of negative thought could be this: what a jerk he or she is. How dare is she to talk to me like that? Such an ungrateful and unappreciative jerk. All the problems in my relationships are because of this person. So this person needs to change. Why am I even here? And this person has made my life so miserable and just like a hell. So these are the pattern of negative thoughts when one has a conflict or an argument with someone. So the feelings will be anger, frustration, irritation, lot of anger, lot of blaming as well, right? So these were the examples of the characteristic patterns of negative thoughts for you to understand and identify them. Now, how we are adding on to our suffering, okay? Because although these are negative thoughts that I just explained to you, and I am sure you and all of us experience this kind of related and similar thoughts. These are the patterns. So we are likely to experience these negative thoughts, but we tend to believe them. So although they are illogical, irrational, negative and completely distorted, we tend to believe them. We tend to deceptively make it so real, and then we think or we believe that because our thoughts, this negative thoughts is what it is, so we think that we means I as an individual, other people and the world is also like that, and so we suffer more. This is something that you need to learn and correctly identify when you are down with your negative thoughts and negative feelings. So just again to give you a quick summary of this, first you have to identify what are your negative thoughts, right? So at any given point of time when you are feeling discomfort or disturbed by something, sit down, shut up, take a breath, pause and ask yourself, what are my thoughts? What am I telling myself? What am I thinking about this situation? And write down your thoughts. Okay? I gave you the examples, so please rewind and see that again. So you have written your thoughts. Now you have to understand that you, instead of believing these negative thoughts, you have to look at another perspective. You have to look at evidences. You have to check with the fact, with the evidence, that what is in reality. So that I will teach you in the next session. But instead of believing your negative thoughts, you have to check with them, and you can check with them only if you have written it down. So we, instead of believing these distorted, illogical, negative thoughts, we have to objectively evaluate them and experiment with these negative thoughts to check out its validity, that how true it is, instead of just believing them, right? I will leave you with a message, a very important message from Bhagavad Gita. So while Arjuna is asking about the nature of the mind, and he says that it is so, oh Krishna, it is so difficult to control the mind. It is difficult, it's just like controlling the wind. So it's like not possible, no, it's so difficult. And Krishna in the subsequent verses explains, for he who has conquered the mind is best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. I'll repeat. For he who has conquered the mind will be best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain his greatest enemy. So next time when you are in a situation like this, instead of blaming the event, yourself, another person, check what are you telling yourself. Because no matter whatever is happening on the outside, your inner experience is coming from your own thoughts. That's something you need to get it in this session, okay? So there are some thoughts, negative thoughts that you are telling yourself about the person, about the situation, and therefore you are feeling so this negative feelings and so sensations. So once you understand this and do the work like I said, you will not believe the negative thoughts, but rather you will engage yourself in productive work to challenge them. So do the work, beloveds. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.